All right, now that we learned how to use the loop station, all right, all the basics, stop recording, all right, and all the tricks to make a perfect loop and the use of delay, I want to tell you how to make the perfect loop. The perfect loop for a show, all right, and what are the ingredients of this loop. All right, let's start. Let me just turn on the AC because, it's hot in here. All right, so we can basically divide the loop into two parts. We have the rhythm section, and also we have the frequency spectrum, the frequency range. All right. So on the rhythm section, we can do like a basic rhythm, like a drum, 1, 2, 3, 4, like all right, classic drums. Then we can syncopate the note and fill the hole, I like to call it, all right, and leave every instrument in the loop is space in the rhythm, in the pattern, all right? And then we can work like vertically on the frequency. For example, we have the bass, we have the kick, and then we have the middle range, middle, low middle range, middle, then middle high range, and high range, all right? And so all this stuff must come together and create a perfect loop. If we play everything in the same part of the spectrum or the same rhythmic figure, the loop will sound bad, all right? But if we play like everything, it's in every space, in every rhythmical space and in every frequency space, the loop will sound good, and every part of the loop will be covered. All right, for example, funk is a great example for this. So if we start with a simple hi-hat like I showed you in the previous lesson, and also now I'm gonna use all my instrumentation, but later in the course there's a specific section in the premium version where you can you're gonna know how to play a song with only the guitar, only the microphone, and only the keyboard and stuff like that. So right now, let's start with a simple 8-note hi-hat. All right, we have our delay, which helps us. All right. Now I did it on the boss, as always. Second time in the course. Let's do it on the ditto. All right. Now we have our 8th note. Let's make a groove. But I'm not gonna play a guitar groove like 8 notes because there's already 8 note. This is the 8 note. If I play like this, all right, it's cool. If I wanna make a rock song, I can do it. All right, but for now, I wanna do the fill the hole loop. So fill the hole loop, it means that we're gonna do some extra notes. For example, a syncopated groove like this one. All right. Now we're gonna play it back. All right. And now we can add a little groove with our guitar in other spaces where there's space, right? Oh yeah, baby. And now, the medium spectrum is there. We can add like a theme for this song, which is something like. All right. All right. Now we can add a little bit of high end here to cover also some high frequency. And also we can fit another hole, because you can see you can do a little bit of bass, like alright, let's do this. If you noticed, I didn't use the delay here because it was a little bit of bass notes. It's not really a bass, but I wanted to have this to be crisp and clear. And now in the other hole we can have alright, high frequencies. Let's do it again. All right. Now we can add some keyboards, like some keys on the middle bass range to have like a glue on the sound or of the loop. All right. So now we have something like the middle. The low, middle, high range is almost complete. I think we need something in the middle between the low end and the middle range. All right, and let's do this. And maybe we can try to fit another hole in the loop. All right. Or maybe we can do like the guitar. All right. We have two options here. We can go straight like the guitar, or maybe we can have something different like this. All right. And so you can clearly see that everything is like on its own. All right, we can also add more keyboards. All right, we have lots of layers, but everything is in its space. It's not busy. All right, it's not really busy. This loop is not so busy. You can do it like this, which is something with the guitar. Right, and we can play the theme again. I don't remember it already. All right. And now we can add the bass. Something simple, right, that we can groove on. Don't do some fancy stuff on the bass, all right? I mean, we can do it like some slap bass. But for me, it's a little bit too much, it's too busy. This is something for a solo. So if you're playing the bass, now you can jam and have a little bit of soloing like this. But I prefer to have a simple bass line. All right, for me, a perfect loop, it's simple groove, simple beat, but it makes you go on and on and on and on, and you can listen. For example, you can listen this loop on and on and on. All right, so now let's add the bass. Simple bass line. I'm gonna add it with the synth. Very simple. And now the kick can enter. I mean, sometime in funk music, there's the kick that goes. But in this case, for me, it's simple. Go 4 on the floor. Now we can have a little bit of hi-hat here. All right, and now a shaker. As you can see, the drums are really simple. It's just, all right. It's not complicated drums. What makes the groove is the rest of the band. It's the keys, it's the guitar, is everything. All right. So now we can have a snare, all right, and also some extra hi-hat to go and some extra drums. All right. Let's make some extra hi-hat and some extra snare. Let's do this. Always help yourself with the groove. All right, as you can see, I have two hands. One, it's on the beat, and now the other one, it's on the upper beat. So I never do like, all right? It's hard for me to do this, but like this, like, it's much more better. It's better, all right? And now we can add the snare. Extra layer. I added like a clap. And when I added this, I didn't stop the recording immediately. Look at these tiny little pieces that I'm gonna get together. When I'm recording this, I'm recording and then I let the coda of the delay, all right, the end of the delay to continue, all right, like this. And then I press the button again, all right, and stop the loop, all right, because if I stop it immediately, it will go like this. It will sound something like this. All right, it's not good. And also we can have a little bit of percussion if you have it, and you can play it by yourself. Now I'm not gonna play it because my neighbor's gonna kill me. And I have percussion here, like, right, that we can add, but it doesn't need something. This is the groove. one of my favorite one, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. All right. But also you can do something simple like, or something that fits the groove. Let's see. And as you can see, everything is in the groove, everything is in the pocket. It's the feel the whole method here. Everything is, there's the bass, the drum, which is simple and steady, and then there's like the bass, and it's one groove. Then there's the guitar, and then there's the keys, and now we can have a little theme, all right? We can have a theme, and we can make a solo, we can make a groove, we can sing, all right? Something like this. We're gonna dance. We're gonna dance, baby. We're gonna dance tonight. All right. And so for me, this is one way you can look at a perfect song. And now we have the other method. The other method is it's a stronger one. You already saw that in the previous lesson with Disco Formula 124. Is basically sometimes loop the same thing, the same pattern to have a much stronger loop. All right. For example, let's make a rock song, random rock song, which is something like this. It's all 8 notes, but then I'm gonna add the other 8 notes with my mouth right now. And then the bass, I'm gonna add also the bass, 8 notes. Maybe another bass. And as you can see, it's all like it's the same pattern, bum 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 bum. But it works because it's rock music. It's another type of looping, all right? It's not filling the hole, but go powerful with the same thing. And then we can also syncopate and groove, all right? For example, as you can see now, we have a straight pattern that goes bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, boom, bam, boom, bam. And there's 3/4 layers doing the same thing, and then there's the other guitar, which is syncopated groove, all right? And now we can add the kick and the snare and all the other stuff, all right? And we can make another great song. And also you can switch the how you loop. For example, you don't need to add the kick now, you can add it later. Now we add the shaker and other stuff, like for example this. If you listen, I didn't do like, I did a variation like, all right, something like that, because there's already the straight groove that goes bam boom bam and then there's my part that makes some syncopation so that the groove gets spicy. All right, now we can add the shaker. All right. Also the kick. All right. All right. And so we have another type of loop. As you can see, you can mix the two things together. And also we can add another layer that goes on the same pattern. For example, an organ. All right. It's cool in the rock song. We can have a synth that goes out of the groove, like. Right, so that's my formula for a perfect loop. Okay, and that's it. Or maybe you can do something vice versa, like the drum groove can be something different, something more syncopated. Then we have maybe a bass that's more steady. And maybe there's no syncopation, it's just a chord. The middle range, it's just a chord like this. as you can see here, there's the bass and the drums that goes all syncopated, and then we have the middle range that goes normal, like brang, and then there's high end here on the 2 and the 4. It's very, very simple. So you can swap up things, but the point is that you don't need to make a mess and everything is played straight and everything is played syncopated. Make something in the middle, all right? And that's, for me, the best formula to make a live looping song, basically. So that's it, all right? And so the final conclusion is, if the drums goes one direction, then the other stuff goes in another direction. Don't go in the same direction. If everyone is playing like this, now I'm gonna play a song, and I'm gonna play a song, all right? So let's make a loop that sounds like this, and tell me if for me, I'm gonna make a loop that's crap, all right? Let's do this, all right? Right, it's a little bit clunky. And then there's another guitar that goes like this. And then the bass goes like this. Then the synth bass goes like this. Then the keys. Then the organ. Then the drums. Well, actually, it's not so bad, but it's not so much. It's like bum 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 bum, and then what? And then what? All right. It doesn't sound bad, but it's not, oh my God, that's a fucking good loop, all right? It doesn't make that impression, all right? So what I'm trying to say in here is that the perfect loop, it's a balance of everything staying the same, like mood, range, and also there's the range here, as you can see. We played on the bass, we played on the high hand, middle and high hand, we played here, we played the drums, the bass, and also there's a three-dimensional spectrum, all right, of rhythm, and then we go vertical on the spectrum, so it's three-dimensional, all right? And so for me, this is looping, this is really how to build a show, all right? We have another lesson where I'm gonna dive more into specific things, but for now, that's it. And so this is, for me, the perfect loop. So you can have, fill the hole, you need to be simple, fill the hole, fill the gaps in the rhythm and also in the spectrum, or you can go straight to one single type, but then you add some little syncopation, all right, and make the groove spicy, all right, so that you have powerful, but it's not boring. Because the last loop I did, it was powerful, but it was a little bit boring. It needed something extra, all right? And so that's it. Let's move on now to the next lesson.